Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast.
What's up?
Are celebrating. We have a few things to celebrate today, but more importantly, Happy Easter to Joy, Joey,
Thank
to
you.
Jen, to everybody in our guests.
Yeah. Happy Easter
as well. If you don't celebrate,
or in Spanish, Feliz Pascuas. There you go.
Feliz Pascuas.
Yeah,
I said it right.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Hey.
If you don't celebrate Easter and you're a pothead, happy 420 day to you guys.
Oh, yeah, it is 420. Yeah.
And if you don't celebrate either of those things and happen to be a wrestling fan like the two of us, happy WrestleMania weekend. Tonight is night 2. Night 1 was phenomenal. So tune into that. It's going to be starting in a couple hours.
I'm not a fan. I just know the novela
of it all. All the chisme from me.
Well, that and my dad. I grew up with watching Hulk Hogan and Undertaker and all this shit. I was all small, so there you go.
Yeah, but you're representing somebody today.
The man,
Becky Lynch.
The man is she's a Irish chick, and I'm half Irish, so I rep.
It works.
Or you can be like the man, and that's Jesus, amen. Here we go.
There you go. Double meaning.
Double meaning. There you go. All right. So I wanted to say hi to Steven. So
Steven,
Kindred Paranormal, thank you for being here. Hey Chidi. Hey Haunting Angels. I'm assuming this is Yvette. Chris and Oren. What's up? What's up? Oh yeah, it is Yvette. Right?
Yeah, Yvette here.
I had to scroll up. Thank you guys.
And everyone else as they join in, welcome. Thank you for being on with us. Team Rewatch, thank you for being with us. And babe, you tell the good folks about.
Well, really quick before I introduce our special guest, next week we're going to be doing so next week's show is going to be a dowsing rod session show.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a tongue twister. Dowsing rod.
Dowsing rod is right there.
Yep. So we're just going to be doing dowsing live. So if you have questions, you want to even join us, I will give you the link to be on here with us, and we can do all that fun stuff together. It's just like a chill show. So
fun fact, really quick, I had Jen.
Yes. So I'm like
the video. Well, I didn't. It's not a video that's going to be public, but. Yeah, I had sent her something and we were using the dowsing rods, and come to find out she was pretty accurate. So yeah, if you guys want to.
And then I was like getting info at the same time, and we were just asking about that, and it was
pretty spot on. Yeah.
And Joy got the results later on asking about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope. So there's certain things I was gonna ask, and I was gonna ask for Armando, and then we'll do for you, Joy, about like our guides and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. And then anybody else.
Tune in, guys.
I love
Jenny's. I can't toot her horn enough. It's amazing.
And there's this cool thing where they asked the dowsing rod something, and it goes me. You guys just got to see it.
It's cool. It's cool.
All right. So,
babe, tell the good folks out there who we got going on today.
All right, so today's guest is Cyndi Sapp. She's writer, creator, and host of the Coven of Curiosities pod and short stories, plus a whole bunch more that you will be finding out. Her first paranormal experiences sparked her interest in the supernatural, and growing up feeling something different about herself, which later on in life she tried to find answers to those questions that she's always had. So like all of us, right? So let's welcome in Cyndi. Beautiful.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I have a question. Are we going to have a good show tonight? Yes. We're going to have a good show tonight. I actually just got these not too long ago, and I have not used them yet, and I am waiting for that right time to use them. But I think they're absolutely amazing.
I love.
So I had to do it. I had to.
If you want to try, and we have time, you want to see if we can answer maybe a couple questions?
We possibly could. Yeah, if we got time.
because you haven't used him yet, right?
I have
So
not.
what will be your first?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
thanks guys for having me on. Hi,
Thanks for being here.
Paranormal. Yeah, no, this is great. I love live shows.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're fun.
Really fun.
It is fun. And I look forward to doing this every Sunday. Like there was a couple of times that we get off, but I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah, I went live yesterday and I'm like, it feels so weird being by myself. I'm waiting for 305 to talk back to me and there's nobody there. And I'm like, this is weird.
Oh man.
I know, like,
Well,
call me.
Yeah. So
We're
real
speaking
quick,
to
you
Mike.
said hi to Kindred. Steve, our good friend Steve, who also lives in Florida with us, he messaged me yesterday and he said he had recently, like, I guess, talked to you or met you, and you guys found out you both Sapps, and I thought that was pretty cool. And he was like, it's so weird, and now you're gonna have her on the show, and then he was like, everything was like lining up.
It's so strange. Yeah, no, he so we connected through Facebook, and he saw my last name, and hey guys, I can't see right now. Oh no.
Shannon.
Yes, stay safe.
Yes, I just seen
it. Sending you loves.
Yes,
hugs. Because I would not know what to do during a tornado.
No.
I'd be probably pooping my pants, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we connected through Facebook, and he connected because of my last name. And so we kind of just were, I was just introducing, and he's like, tell me about your podcast. And so I was kind of talking about it. And so he's like, he went and checked out my podcast information and everything. He's like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff too. And then he's like, we're talking about the last name and then his, heritage and where his family's from. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have family from over there too.
Maybe
so it's just like,
related.
That's what I said to him.
Tree thingies. What is it called? The tree DNA. What is it called?
Family tree.
Family tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Or where you like do the DNA and it tests your
or the ancestry. Yeah, the ancestry.com. Yeah, they got that.
Wouldn't that be some?
That was so. Shit? Yeah, I told him. I said, wouldn't that be weird if we were like cousins in some way, shape, or form, or something?
Exactly.
Like that? So, and then he saw my post because I was sharing genealogy. That's
okay. Yeah.
I was sharing, your guys the advertising for the show, right? And he's like, oh my gosh, I know them. And I'm like, you do? And I'm like, what a small world. That's so cool. And he was just saying how much he adores you guys, loves you guys. And I'm like, I know, I love them too. I actually really do adore all y'all. And it's been a while since I've seen you guys because, as time goes on, the feed changes. When you're posting and advertising, you're so busy with everything. And so, you kind of lose the touch a little bit. And then when we reconvene, it's like, hi guys.
Yeah. And that's how I was saying.
Like, 3 kids later, by the time we come back, we start seeing
I know that, and I hate that people think that, we forgot about them or whatever. We don't. It's all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
And then being parents, just adulting. Adulting is hard.
Yeah.
Yes, share, like, and subscribe, guys. You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheating.
We appreciate you. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. I was gonna start with before we dive in. Tell everybody a little about yourself and about your show.
Okay. So a little bit about myself. Well, I've been a single parent for a long time. My kids are grown though now, and I'm a grandma, very proud grandma. So but I, started my podcast. It was named something different, Anything and Everything, back when I first started. Last year, early last year sometime.
I like that name though. I do like both of the names, but I like the Anything and Everything. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was unfortunate though, because I did like it too. I wanted, because I like to talk about anything and everything.
Right.
And I was going through a really rough time in my life. I was unemployed and at that time as well. And I was like, I gotta find something. Because I love to paint, I love to draw, but I lost that
momentum or
the momentum to do it. And I overheard my boyfriend and his friend talking about starting a podcast, and I'm like, maybe I need to do that because I love to chit chat.
Yeah.
And my girlfriends would come over, we'd sit with a glass of wine and be on the couch, and we just blah, 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 like a bunch of busy bees, you know.
You did what?
A bunch of busy bees, you know, just blah, 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 talking. And I was like, gosh, there's so much I would love to talk about. Yeah. Plus that, I love to hear other people's stories. I love it. I love to hear whatever story it is, because I am like, oh, I'm familiar with that, or oh, that's new. You know, I'm interested in learning more on that. So I was like, you know, maybe this is what I need to do. And so I started thinking, and I was like, oh gosh, how do I start this? You know, because it's a little scary. At first. You guys got to admit, it's a little nerve-wracking at first when you're getting started.
Yeah.
And, you know, not knowing quite sure what the steps are, you know, and this and that. And plus I was kind of a little slow at doing things because of the fact that I had so much other things going on in my life and, you know, bumps in the road. And so it kind of deterred me from doing it. And then I was, nope, I'm going to do this. This is something I need to do. And then I started the anything and everything, but then it was a struggle. Because of I was using, what was that called? The Spotify one. When I first started, I forgot the name of it. It was for, podcasting. They had that one, and then they went to Riverside, right? Yeah. And then I was told, oh, try StreamYard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just need to find one and, you know, figure it out instead of learning how to do this and how to do that. So long story short, I decided to remove anything and everything because actually people were having a hard time finding me because of the fact that there was a lot of anything and everything's out there.
Oh, I didn't know. Wow.
Oh yeah. It's a ridiculous amount of anything and everything podcasts or just anything and everything like, you know, just a social media platform. So even though my logo said anything and everything, and it initially it was the same logo as what you see, the only thing was different is I had a co-host at the time, and she had the red hair because she does, and I was the girl with the black hair. Where is she at? There she is. That's me.
Yeah.
So anyway, hello. So I decided to just do it by myself because my co-host, I had two co-hosts. The first one decided it just wasn't the right thing for her. You know, she just decided I'm not really a social media person, and she was going in a different direction in her life. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I get that. Yeah. And so, and then my second friend that was going to do it with me, her life was just, she had so much other things on her plate. There was just no way she was going to be able to balance doing this. So I was like, you know, I was like, shoot, should I just do this by myself? And I doubted myself. I struggled. I really doubted myself. I thought I was going to be a failure, and I didn't want to fail at this because it was something I really wanted to do.
You're doing it.
And I'm trying my best to do it. And then our good friend Farah came into my life. I met her. Hello. And she changed all my thoughts, I didn't feel doubt anymore. I didn't feel like I was going to fail anymore. She gave me nothing but encouraging words. She was very supportive, and she mentored me. She's like, I'm going to give you some constructive. Oh, thank you. Thank you. She's like, Cyndi, I'm going to give you some constructive criticism. Don't get your feelings hurt. And I'm like, oh, come on, just bring it on. And she was ruthless. Oh, she's bluntly honest, and I respect her for that. Anybody that can be bluntly honest to me, I give you mad respect because I'm the same way. I'm bluntly honest as well.
Me too. Yeah.
So, and I appreciate that because that shows me that she cares and she respects me.
Yeah.
So because of her, and she gave me encouraging words. She's like, okay, this is what you need to do. I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. She's like, what about revamping your whole entire name? And I'm like, okay. So she threw some names, and I was like, oh, that's so me. I love that. So Coven of Curiosities came about.
I like that name too. It's really cool. It's unique.
I absolutely love it. It fits me. The logo still worked from my original logo that I had. And then so we took out the other person. We left me. We added the Raven, and bam, here I am, Coven of Curiosity podcast, and now I'm doing my short stories on the side. So I'm doing the narration on some, and then I'm having other people narrate on some. So just kind of do like a little audible, and then I'll post them after a few days. I'll post the story in case people want to read, because some people don't, do the audible. So but yeah, I just and then now I'm back to work, yay, and making that moolah. So now I've got other plans that are in the mix that are coming soon. So yeah, my creative mind is constantly like a hamster wheel.
Well, that's good though.
Oh yeah,
good. Especially if you can make it happen. I'm overwhelmed with listening.
I'm hoping so, because one of the things that I do have on my list, it's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I just haven't had the time or the money to do it. Yeah. And now I'm making the time, and I'm going to put the money aside for that, because I think I'm hoping it will go big.
It will.
I got to stay positive.
Yes, you got to manifest that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Manifest it. Shit. Yes.
Exactly. So yeah. So that's kind of me in a little tiny nutshell, a little bit.
Big walnut.
There you go.
So let's talk about how did the paranormal or the supernatural, whichever how you want to say, introduce itself into your life? Like how did that?
Sure. Yeah. So it was when I was young. I was in elementary school is when I had my first experience. It was my first experience having a family death. It was my great grandfather, and he meant a lot to us grandkids. He was always so very good to us. And one thing that I always remembered about when we get together, my family's very musically inclined. My mom's a singer. She loves to sing. She's in theater. I used to be in theater, stage managing and stuff. And then my great grandfather used to play the ukulele. So when we'd have family gatherings, he would always have his ukulele and he would play. Well, we had a house in Poway, California on Casa Avenida. I always remember it. Well, because the house was so big to me because I was little, it seemed so massive. Yeah. So we would have family gatherings, and that was something that we would do, is he would play and we would sing and have a good time. So when he did pass, I went to the funeral, saw his body in the casket, and it freaked me out at first because I was like, why am I seeing Grandpa in there? Not truly kind of understanding.
Right.
So I want to say about a month later, when you're a kid, you can remember certain things, and then some things are kind of like, I want to say maybe about a month later. The house that we were in, my bedroom was the den. And so it had double doors that I remember. I woke up hearing the ukulele, and I thought, Grandpa's here, not connecting that what time.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I went out, and it's dark, and I didn't care because I was excited that Grandpa, was out there. And I thought, okay, I'll see everybody else out there.
Yeah.
No, it was just him. He was sitting in his spot, always the same spot he always sat in. And we had this fireplace that had like a brick, area where you can pile up wood, or you can even sit on it. So he would sit and in this one little spot, and he would play, and and we would all sit on the couch and, listen to the music and sing songs and everything. And clear as day, he's sitting there and playing, and he's smiling at me. And I sat on the couch, and I'm just like in heaven thinking, oh my gosh, Grandpa's here, Yeah. And my next morning, I fell asleep on the couch. Next morning, my mom was looking for me to get ready for school. And she woke me up. She's like, what are you doing on the couch, Cyndi? And I said, Grandpa was here. And she's like, no, honey, Grandpa's passed. I'm like, no, Mom, no, Grandpa was here. Like, I was so adamant that Grandpa was, and she's like, no, honey, you're just probably dreaming. And that's when it all started.
How old were you?
I want to say between 7 and 8. I was still in elementary school.
Okay.
I was a latchkey kid, is what they called it. You know, I'm aging myself, so way back. You know, but so yeah, that was my first. Yeah, that was my first time.
Wow.
Is actually seeing a spirit full on, and like he was just clear. Like clear as day. He wasn't like ghostly looking. He wasn't, you know, foggy or see-through. He was clear, very, very clear.
It's crazy because I always thought ghosts are see-through. No.
Mm-mm.
No. I gotta show you something, Jen. I'm like, I gotta show you something, but yeah, I always thought they're like see-through or like misty, but no.
Well, I mean, they can be. You can see them. I've seen them all ways at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have gifts though. Like for the average Joe Smo like me, no gifts. I don't know what the fuck. You
will still see them how they will present themselves, I guess.
Well, this is my first time ever seeing one, so I was like, whoa. But you know, like seeing other people's videos, they're usually shadow figures or they're misty or they're see-through. But my first time was like actual. I don't know.
Not to say that, and I'm as gifted as Jenny or anything like that, but we saw all different kinds, but the most impressive one I would say was that you saw it too. It looks like the night sky.
Oh, okay.
So I saw like stars and everything, and
like so shimmering. It was shimmering.
Shimmering, yes, shimmering.
House that you can't talk
Jenny's
about.
like, what? I did?
I didn't see it like that though.
Yeah, it was mellow.
She's like, huh?
I just saw blue.
You
Like,
saw blue.
So blue.
Right,
But not like
So he saw glitter, you saw blue.
no. What I would say, you were sounding like something that I seen during a meditation that had nothing to do with that.
Oh no!
And I was
when
like,
we were
what the fuck are you
investigating,
talking
we were investigating a location.
No,
we
I just saw
can't
the
really
blue
say, but
orb.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it was very impressive.
So yeah, they can be see-through, half body.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they would come full on.
Yeah.
Looking like a freaking living person. That shit's crazy.
Well, that wasn't my first time. After that, I mean, it took years, but I did have more experiences seeing. I actually found out just recently, well, last year, towards the end of the year, that I am clairvoyant. That's why I'm seeing the things that I'm seeing.
Nice.
Now it makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
As to what's going on and my abilities. So yeah, it's I just learned that was in November, I think, is when I had my reading and got confirmation. So it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
And I don't have anything. So I need to see this shit on camera. Like I need to know it's not in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, totally.
But I mean, you say you need to see it on camera, but
I see stuff like at the corner of my eye. Yeah,
Okay.
but I see that at the corner of my eye, and I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe it was nothing. But then
so you dismissed it right away.
Yeah. So if I see it on camera, I can't be like, okay, that wasn't my imagination. That was a real little thing, you know. You know what I mean?
But you're gonna have more chances of seeing it in person than ever on camera, I believe.
You think so? Well, I want to see it like me looking.
So this is my thought. I don't know how you guys feel. So this is what I feel. I feel that they will show themselves who they want to show themselves.
Yeah, that's true. I believe
they don't want to come out and talk. They ain't going to come out and talk. That's why when you go on investigations, you're not going to always get things. You might get a little here and there, or sometimes depending on how active they want to be, you'll get a lot. It just depends, and that's why some of these shows that are out, some of them I like, but they show every single episode as catching something. It's like, come on.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Every single episode, y'all are catching something. I don't know. That's just me though. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
true.
lately we've had devices go off every single time we've been investigated, but it's been like leading up to that. It didn't happen all the time, you know. Like at the beginning when we started ghost hunting, like I was like, this shit is boring.
Yeah. I mean, because
lately it's been like amping up. I don't know if it's just the more I go, the more I'm becoming more open to it, and they're just I don't know, but
being open to it too. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm investigating here at my home, because I do have activity here in my house, so we'll do investigations. We get a lot of activity in the backyard, especially. But I do have a guy. Can't see my desk area, but I have like an L-shaped desk. But I call him Albert, is what I call him, because that's what came through. But I'll never forget the time I'm sitting there and I'm, asking questions. And when he said, bite, scratch, keep your camera rolling, which I had my camera on.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, okay. So you are watching me.
You're like, yes, sir.
Yeah. I was like, all right then. And so I was like, are you standing next to me?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, that explains it then. So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Because if they do want to communicate, they will. And the more that you open yourself up, the more you're going to get.
See, and my problem is going back to Jen, seeing it like you'll have a better chance. I doubt it. I doubt myself all the time.
Then that's your problem.
Then that's a problem.
And trust me, I piss myself off. Trust me. I'm always like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's the problem. Is I'm so skeptic. I don't want to say skeptic, but I just doubt. I doubt. Like, did I just really see that, or is that in my head? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So
and I think it doesn't help because all the assholes that fake shit.
Yeah.
It kind of sticks in the back of my mind, like, I don't want to call something out and it's not real, and then somebody was like, "Oh, it's fake," you know what I mean? Or it could be debunked. So that's why I debunk it too, like in my head, because I could.
But it's always nice to talk to someone about it.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
If you see something in the corner of your eye, or you're hearing something, ask someone that you're with. Did you happen to hear that? Did you happen to see that?
Yeah.
And
yes.
Then you're not going to question yourself. You're going to, because maybe Jen did happen to see the same thing that you saw, and she can confirm. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
So the more that you're going to, because you're kind of closing yourself off.
That's the problem.
Trust me, I hate it.
You got to open it up.
I hate it. I am getting to the point from the last thing that we did catch that kind of did open my mind, like, you know what I mean? So I still have that little bit of me is like still doubting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see.
What I would say is, how you have the logic, which is the right logic, like positively manifesting things and thinking positive. Kind of think about that in the same way of your abilities as well. Yeah. Like if you're doubting yourself, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get anywhere.
And I think that's why I've been getting more activity, is because I'm unaware that I'm opening up more. You know what I mean? I'm not aware that I'm like, subconsciously I'm opening up, but my brain is still like, nope, you're still skeptic. You still don't believe it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I know when you stop doing that, then you're going to get probably a lot more.
Yeah, I think
you'll get a lot more responses. You'll get a lot more feelings. I know for me, I get I feel that sense of the entity or whatever, spirit right next to me. You feel the coldness.
I feel that.
Sometimes you'll feel warmth. Sometimes you feel warmth. So, or hot, or, however you want to explain it, but it just depends.
I have trust issues, apparently, with myself too.
Okay.
That's one of the steps. Just like when you go to like AA and stuff. That's one of the realizing that you're your own problem.
Oh my God.
Kevin says to eat more weird sauce.
Like me.
Hi, Kevin.
We'll go away.
Kevin. It's funny. I give kudos to Kevin and a shout out to Kevin because he actually had me on his podcast to talk about my paranormal experiences. When I had 2 episodes of anything and everything, and he's like, "Hey, I want you on. I want to hear about your stories." And I'm like, "All right, I'll tell you."
Nice.
So thanks, Kevin.
We were just actually re-listening to that. So that was right before your first episode was going to come out.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was very new.
Kevin is awesome, bro.
Yes, I need more lemon sauce. I'm getting low.
Oh,
I'm telling you guys,
Hey,
Kevin, I deserve a discount, okay? Like 10%.
oh my God.
Kevin's hot sauce, you guys, the lemon one is
it's really good.
fucking fire with chicken strips. I'm sorry.
Joy just needs to have that as a
recurring
sponsor.
Yeah, a recurring.
like an Amazon,
Like on Amazon.
A subscription, a subscribe and save.
There you go. That's what you need.
Listen, I am super picky. I am the most pickiest person that you'll probably one of the pickiest persons you'll ever meet. But that lemon hot sauce, fire, you guys. It's hot. It's fucking hot, but it's so.
See, I can't do hot. I start sweating.
We'll be ordering in the next couple of months, so make sure you remember, please.
Dude, you know what would be great? Yeah, like maybe you can be like the face of the lemon.
There you go.
And then Real 5 can be the face of whatever tropical flavor you got going on. Yeah.
Kevin.
See?
Oh my God, I love those hands. Where did you get them? Those are awesome.
Yeah, Jen got me onto these hands.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
One day we were doing a live and she pulls one out. I'm like, oh my God, I want them.
Clapping hands. I love that. That's hilarious.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So he's laughing. Well, so Cyndi, so going back to all right, so you said 7, 8, which I feel like that's where everybody, I mean not everybody, mostly everybody, even people probably not even realizing that they're having experiences do have them at that time and they just don't really
and
then your parents, you say something to your parents and then it'll be like, no, you were just dreaming, and then that's what happens, you know. Stuff like that. Like my kids, I'll tell them, I'm like, whatever you see weird or whatever, or sometimes I look at them and they're like looking at something and I'm like, what happened? What'd you see? And they're like, oh, no. Like I freaked them out and I was like, well, if you ever see something, just tell me or something, you know. But
I always was encouraging with my kids, like because of the experiences that I have had, and my kids have had their own experiences actually.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them. Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Right. Do they have like the same? Is it seeing or is it also hearing something else? Because
so for my oldest, it's been hearing and seeing and feeling sick. There was one. We had an apartment together. He was older, and he is like, Mom, I don't feel good. Like there's something weird in my room. And he's like, I keep seeing a shadow figure. Mm-hmm. It turned out it was in a mirror that I had. So this mirror that I had in a house in Linwood, Washington. My youngest son. So how that all started was this mirror was in this house. My youngest son, who was, 4 at the time when he experienced his. I'm in the living room with his dad. We're watching TV. The kids are all in bed. But for some reason that night, Kim-Yon wanted to be in our room and laying in our bed. And so we had the TV on. We had the TV on for him. kind of.
But it wasn't on.
Anyway, so he's laying there, and all of a sudden, you guys, when you hear your kids screaming bloody murder, oh my God, that's like the worst thing ever as a mom. He screamed something I've never heard before. I flew off the couch, went running into the room, and he's pointing at the mirror that I had in the room. And he's like, woman with no face, woman with no face. And I'm like, woman with no face. Like, and I just held him. I didn't like deter him. I didn't say, oh, you're not seeing anything. It's just nope. I held him and I just told him it's okay. Mommy's here. And I didn't leave him after that. I was like, nope. And so I decided to cover up the mirror for the rest of the night. So I took that mirror, moved to a townhome. And at that time, my kids were older. But I had a shadow figure that always hung out in my master bedroom over by the closet. It was a tall shadow figure and broad shoulder, always in the same spot. And then one night, you guys, I'll never freaking forget this because it was the first time I actually was like, oh, okay. I'm laying in bed. I always sleep on my sides. I'm facing the door, my bedroom door. You know how when someone, climbs on top of the blankets and pushes the blankets down on you and you kind of get smushed?
It makes it indent. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm laying there, like I do, or whatever, how I'm laying. And all of a sudden I feel my bed and the comforter push down on one side. And then I could feel something going over me and push on the other side. And I'm laying there going,
like a crawling on top of
you. No. Yes. And so I'm laying there going, oh God, oh God, oh God. You're at home alone, right? Or somebody breaking in, like, oh God. And so I went and reached out with my arm and reached over to the side of the bed, because it was just supposed to be me. I reached over, nothing's there. And I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I've got someone. And then another time in that townhome, I heard the sliding glass, like someone was trying to get in to the house in my apartment. So I called the cops because I'm thinking, oh shit, someone's trying to break in.
Right.
So they went in I had a little tiny yard, fenced in yard at my townhome. And they went back there and they're like, ma'am, there's no footprints. There's nothing back here. There's no footprints. And I'm like, well, then who in the heck is shaking my sliding glass door? Like it was rattling, someone trying to get in.
That's crazy.
So I did eventually get rid of the mirror after my oldest son was experiencing things when I moved from the townhome to an apartment. Then when he was experiencing, because it was making him ill, constantly feeling ill, it was making his mood swings were really bad. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. Got rid of the mirror, no more problems. But then I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Oh yeah, no, I put it by the dumpster, so I don't know who got it, but
somebody probably took it.
It's a good one.
Sometimes free things are not the best.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I didn't. Wow. I was like, well, I'm going to put it here, and if someone takes it, they take it. So I think it came from the house because we did find out later 2 people did die in that house. There was a fire, and they had died. So
in the first house
that house where my youngest son saw, yeah.
Wow.
That was in Linwood. The Linwood house is what we called it. So yeah.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
Oh, I don't know. And then do you know anything about the property of that house? Or
I didn't. So back then I didn't look into the property of the house. I just know that we found out later from the owner of the house, because they were renting it, that they did have a fire and a couple of elderly people did die. We did find that out. So that's all we knew at that time.
Have you talked to the neighbors? Did you talk to any of your neighbors?
Oh, no. I was back then. I was so busy in my working life and, doing my own thing. I didn't really give it much thought. I just thought, okay, obviously there's an attachment on the mirror. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I didn't look into the land or anything. I should have. I really should have. Now looking back, I wish I would have asked more questions.
I don't know why this popped in my head, but I wonder when they were dying, I guess, if that was the last thing they saw. That's why they gravitated.
I think it was already. It was already in the house.
Yeah.
I think that it just attached to the mirror because they do attach to things, whether it's a doll. Yeah. But there was this one part of the house where they did pass away. I didn't like ever going back there. I hated it. It was very dark and negative. So anytime I went into the kitchen, because it looked out into this big, huge open room, I hated that room.
Oh, wow.
And that's where they died.
That's where they died.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably why you didn't like it, because you felt it.
There.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dang.
So
that's so sad. So sad.
Yeah.
That's how it all.
You did get rid of that mirror because we've come across where they just hop in and out of the mirrors. We even remember an XLS that I kept getting in and out.
Really?
Wow. Really?
When was this? That's kind of
video. It was at a bar.
It was at a bar, but prior to it being a bar, it was the local jail.
It's very small.
Okay.
Wow.
And inside of the bar had 2 restrooms
and a courthouse,
a male and female restroom. but
Yeah.
that was actually during the jail time. Those
Yeah.
were holding cells.
Oh,
Wait, do you guys have a
okay.
video of it? I want to see.
I don't
Do
know.
we?
I have no idea.
You sound like me. I want to see. I want to see.
I want to see. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't.
We'll have to look. If we have it, I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that when you did the taping?
When I did the taping with,
I wasn't there for that.
Oh,
We did the
okay.
taping with Univision.
Yeah,
for
with
that.
Univision.
I don't know.
Okay.
So I have. I'll look it up if I have it. But
It was
yeah,
coming in and out.
It so happened that
No,
someone
like popping in
hung
on the screen.
themselves. No, I
No,
said
they overdosed.
they overdosed in there. Sorry, yeah,
Oh,
they overdosed in the holding cell.
And so
No,
the
but
male
that-
bathroom, which the people normally felt like they didn't like that bathroom. Now as a bar.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but the stick figure was going in and out of the mirror.
Yes.
Yeah, like they would like appear,
Hell no.
and he's in there in like complete darkness,
Yeah, I'm by myself.
Wow.
I'm
That's
by myself, and I was
and
getting
he's off.
I was getting EVPs and I was getting all these like interactions and things like that. I didn't like the feeling as I was close to the sink and the mirror.
Yeah.
And just something told me to call my buddy over, Rich. So I called Rich over, and yeah, I just kept feeling like
I was
something
his
was going in and
excellence,
out,
right?
in and out. He's
Yeah.
excellent.
We didn't have
Okay.
an extra- Yeah, I remember that.
But I kept even hearing like shuffling, like something was moving, even though it was only
Really?
myself in there. But I
Oh,
kept
wow.
hearing like sounds like if something was walking by you, you would hear like the wind kind
Yeah.
of go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I kept hearing that. I'm by myself in the pitch black.
Yeah.
I was filming by myself, doing the EVP session, and then I decided to call him over. And yeah, I was standing with him, and I kept
Yeah.
seeing it go in and out of the mirror.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, if you have it, I would love to see it. Please.
And it's a bathroom. So like
Yeah.
bathrooms
Yeah.
are, like, super haunted for some reason.
And
Not
any-
to the water, and then they
Right.
have a mirror, and it's like all this shit going on.
Was it
Yeah.
SLS or XLS?
No, it was excellent.
Okay, because sometimes they'll say, "Oh, it could be
Yeah.
Somebody can
Mirrors
make it
can get
look
weird.
make false positive," but how do you can't do that with a mirror? You know what I mean? But it was an
Right.
XLS, so it's different than an SLS.
Right, and he wasn't pouring. He wasn't pointing dead on, because it's kind of hard. Like as far as in the angle of the kitchen, the sink to the mirror, and then like there's like a back wall. It's kind
Yeah.
of hard to be there because then you're literally gonna have the XLS right on top of the sink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of like in an angle, but in the
Yeah.
angle that he was in by the entrance of the doorway, you can see it going in and out.
Wow.
Crazy. Wow.
So interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they move.
Yeah. Do you have any equipment, Cyndi?
No, I use my phone.
You do. That's
I
I mean,
use
it works.
phones.
Good.
It works, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then, well,
Yeah.
like I said, I just got the dowsing rods not too long ago. And then it came with, I don't know if you guys can see it. Came with my pendulum.
The pendulum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another way to communicate. Most of the time, though, I use myself. I just use myself.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they
So-
say. That's the best tool to
Yeah.
have is yourself. Yeah.
I don't use a Ouija board. I used a Ouija board one time, and that was enough for me. No more after that. So-
You want to tell us what happened with that?
Yeah.
That was a teenager, a stupid teenager.
It's how it always starts like that.
So yeah, no, it was just two girlfriends of mine. We were in the apartment that I was living in Washington State, and my mom wasn't there because she was working, and we decided to mess around with the Ouija board. And when we saw it move, we were like, okay, we're done. But I made sure to close it out.
Yeah.
I did not walk away from that, even though it scared the heck out of me. No, we were just asking questions. Is anyone here? Does anyone want to talk to us? You know, the stuff that you first learn and everything. But after that, I was like, nope. I'm
Well,
okay.
did the whole board move, or were you talking about just the planchette?
The planchette. That's
So
it.
that freaked you out enough.
Oh yeah. I'm like, no.
Were your guys' hands on it?
Well, because as a teenager,
Yeah.
I was raised on Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of creepy, to me, those are classics. Or even the Alfred Hitchcock freaking movies. You know, The Birds. That was a creepy freaking movie. But just being talking about the Ouija board and reading. Back then, we didn't have computers. We read books in the library. So the good old days.
Yeah.
Where you actually had to go to the library and pull a book.
And if you had to take a bus, you had to learn your freaking how to read those maps. I
just had my skateboard. I rode my skateboard with my trench coat. Yeah. I was a bad child. Bad.
Me too.
I was so rebellious. It was bad.
Me too.
You guys don't seem like you were.
Oh, I was out in the streets. I had my hair shaved on one side.
I don't know, because I was the same way.
I would steal things out of restaurants, like go down into the basement where they kept the wine in Mount Vernon. I had my trench coat. So inside my trench coat, I had 2 big, deep pockets. I would skip school, go to the wine, or go to the restaurant. 1 would be watching, 2 would go down, bring bottles of wine up, put them in our trench coat, get on our skateboards, go back to the school, and go up into the not the stadium, but the bleachers, drink a bunch of wine, and go back to class drunk. Yeah, I was a dummy.
At least you went to school
I am
drunk.
not encouraging this. I am not encouraging this. Don't do this if there any teenagers are watching.
At least you went to class. I never went to school. I always ditched.
There was
you guys don't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, there was some. And then when I was smoking the weed, because back then we would do it out of an apple or a pop can.
And so, I remember
that was legit. When you didn't have a pipe, pop cans worked fine.
Go to cans, put little holes, bend it in the middle.
420.
Don't get any ideas, kids.
Yeah, no.
We're back on the 420. You see how it goes?
All right, let's start over.
Yeah, no, I was a handful for my mom. Trust me.
Oh,
I was a lot. Oh yeah, I was very on the streets all the time. I was hardly around, so.
Well, it was different back then, though.
Because we're hood, Cyndi.
Yeah, we're definitely different back then. Yeah, we were on our bikes until the street lights came on, you know, and even later when I was on my skateboard back then.
Oh my God, the stuff that I think about, I'm like, I shouldn't even be here.
I'm just glad camera phones weren't a thing back then. You know?
Exactly. That too, Jen. Yeah.
I'm so glad I grew up when I did.
Now you got to be careful. Shit.
With
everybody, don't matter. Like, you're on the camera somewhere.
First thing something happens, they got their phones out.
Yes, exactly. Oh, there's drama. Oh,
yes. Oh, look, she's picking her nose.
That's it. You're ruined for the rest of your life.
That goes to show where we're at as a society. Instead of helping somebody, our first reaction is grab the phone and film it.
It's sad, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very sad. And then post. Gotta post it on social media, Gotta get those likes and shares.
Yeah.
But it's scary when you help somebody now, because you could end up killed because you helped them, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is sad.
Yep.
Going into I had just started going back to work last week because I had like surgery and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The very first day I walked in, when I go into work, there was a guy laid out on the floor, like passed out. Mm-hmm. And I met a couple of people that were there, just like hey, they're crouched down with him, and then employees from where I work just walking by and stuff like that. And I don't see anybody that worked there, just regular people. Yeah, just like there with him. And so I kind of stopped, and I'm already calling like the emergency services there.
Yeah.
Get somebody to come out, like an ambulance or a rescue or something to come out there with them. And then I stop over and I'm like, hey, so like what's going on? And they're like, oh, you're the only person that stopped here. Everybody just looked at him and keep on going. They're like, yeah, call 911. And they just keep on. And I was like, yeah, younger generation kind of shit, and then
like
older, give
the
a
only
shit.
good one left in the world, Jen.
That could be my uncle, parent, brother,
Yeah.
whatever.
Like a medical emergency is different, but when it gets physical, like domestic violence or fights and stuff, you got to be careful. It's like, or robberies. It's like, do you want to interfere and take that chance on getting hurt? At least out here, anyway.
Yeah,
So
I could see that in LA.
Yeah, so
Scary.
yeah, but like a medical emergency, I would help. Just my one of my friends actually got COVID for a lady, elderly lady, like passed out. She was given CPR, not thinking about putting the.
Oh yeah,
She ended up getting COVID from her.
no.
So medical emergency, just as long as you're just hovering, like, are you okay? But don't touch them.
Okay.
I gotta stay 3 feet from me.
Poke you with a stick.
Yeah.
Are you alive?
COVID. Oh, you need CPR? Anybody?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Get somebody else to do it.
Oh my god.
So I wanted to ask you back about your son that saw the face in the mirror. Did he ever experience anything else?
Yeah,
Because I mean, that's kind of
A profound.
that's so.
Yeah.
He's not how can I say, he's something he'll remember forever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
yeah.
would think if I seen something like that, I've seen something crazy like that as a kid, and I've never forgot it.
Yeah.
No, so it's funny you asked that because I just talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He's still up in Washington State. That's where he's living at, and has a new job and stuff. He actually is a person that helps people with addiction. And
Okay.
he's not so much a counselor, but he's there as kind of like a person that can guide them to get healthy because he's had his own struggles. But I asked him, I said, son, would you be willing to come on my podcast and I'll step outside my box for you? And let's do an episode and talk about your experience and maybe talk about mental health.
Yeah.
And because I feel mental health is very important. I think a lot of us struggle. I know I do personally. I have major anxiety and I do suffer from depression at times, depending on what's going on. But, and he's like, mom, he goes, I think, I can come on and talk about that. And he has had other experiences, but I want to save that because if I can get him on, I want him to tell it because it's his story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, he has experienced other things. I'm trying to encourage him to come on. Come on, Mom's show.
Oh yeah.
No, he's interested. He wants to. It's just trying to find his schedule, my schedule, and when it's going to work. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping that it will be sometime soon because I would like for him to share his other stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool too
I
because
think so too.
you got him. He's grown up, and now you guys can talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah, to have a mom that's open and willing to talk about it.
Oh,
and not
absolutely.
hide in her closet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I have always encouraged my kids. I don't care. Like I even told them, I was like, look, at this age, y'all can start cussing. Just don't cuss. Don't call me names.
Yeah.
You can cuss. And Kimmy, my youngest, he's like, no, mom, I'm not going to cuss. He would tell me, oh, mom, you need to put a quarter in the jar. And I'm like, oh, hell no, I ain't putting no quarter in no jar. Because mom has got a sailor mouth and no. Now he curses and I'm like, yes, son. Yes. I'm so proud of you.
When we have people on the show and they say a bad word, I'm like, yes.
I remember can I say that? And I was like,
Yeah.
There was just some things. Don't call me the B word. Don't call me the C word. Like, no.
Yeah.
You call that to me now, fine, go ahead. I don't care. Because I'll just turn around and call you.
Like, thanks. I know. I know.
But no, I'm hoping that he will come on soon because I want him to tell his story. Yeah. I want to tell his other experiences because he has had other experiences. Yeah.
Has he hasn't seen anything else after that?
Again, I'll have him. I want him to tell.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just waiting for him to get on. And then I want for him to tell his stories. Okay. Yeah. Because I don't want to tell something wrong. You know what I mean? Because that is his. I'd much rather him tell his experience and his stories. So, except for the one when he was little, because, and I only remember that because, of course, oh, really? But yeah, when I tell that part, that one, the woman with no face, because he was so little then, and knowing how much, as a mom, how much it scared me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So just hearing him scream, and then
and it was bloody murder type scream. It was nothing I never heard him do before.
Yeah.
So
what I was gonna say is I think it's important that he does share his story, but I think it's awesome that he's willing to do it because he had your support.
Yeah.
Think about when the shoes were in your feet.
I didn't have the support.
Parents were dismissive of your experience.
Right, exactly.
When your son had that, you were like, hey, you're understanding because of what you went through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think that's awesome, and maybe his story can help others. People to acknowledge what it is that they went through.
No, and my podcast is really big on that. Actually, I just recorded with Chase Harding, and he's now connected with you guys. That boy, or man, I should say, not boy. That man has abilities. He has some serious, the first time I met him, I'm like, dude, you got some abilities in you. Like, they're strong. Like, I thought I had something. No. And he just got confirmation from Deborah Roku. He had a medium reading and got confirmation. So
nice.
I love Deborah too, by the way. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Love you, Deborah. I do. I adore her. I absolutely adore her. She's amazing. She's so humble. And I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm excited. I really want him to come on. I think it would be a good episode because it is mom and son time. And being able to talk about it and share it with others. And like you said, hopefully it will help others to be open, because a lot of people are afraid. I was suppressed for a very long time. I was too afraid to talk about things or say anything because of also religion. Religion was big in my life. I raised Christian and then was raised for a time under the Kingdom Hall, religion. So being Jehovah's Witness, I wasn't, it was for a time that I had to live that way.
Right.
Which really, it was quite different. And I could never get answers. I just had more questions and more questions and more questions. And just, I felt like it was a broken record or just went in a circle. And then for a very, very long time, I know it's not the greatest way to explain it, but I felt like the black sheep of the family. I felt very different than everyone in my family.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Because I remember in your bio, you said that I was going to ask you to explain that you felt different growing up. So
just the way that I thought and the way that I was more into, the history of witches, the vampires, the mystical creatures, and everybody else, the other siblings, because I'm the oldest out of my siblings and my cousins. So I was raised to do a lot of things, being independent since I was little. I was doing laundry and cooking. What I can remember is starting at 6. My mom started teaching me how to do laundry and separating. You never put the whites with the colors. I remember that getting embedded into my head. And making mac and cheese. I remember making mac and cheese and peanut butter sandwiches and bologna sandwiches when that was in with cheese slices. I remember those good old days. So I had to grow up very quickly, and I was always babysitting all the time. And so, just the way I thought, the way that I believed in certain things. And when I would ask questions, this verse doesn't make sense in the Bible. Where, can you help me understand? Then they go to another verse, and it's like, okay, wait, no, you're not answering my question.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I felt more of a connection. I've always been connected to the moon. I love the moon. I can sit and stare at that thing all freaking night. I love my trees. I think trees are just beautiful. They're alive. I think they breathe. I think they even talk. I know I probably sound like a nut job, but I do. I think they can. I think all plants really can. They, they have a way of communicating. And then I love my fruit bats. I have my fruit bat shirt on because it's my favorite shirt. I think they're the cutest, darndest things. And if I could have one, I would have one. They're so cute. I just want to cuddle, like, I'll take care of you. And then of course I love my ravens. I think ravens are just, oh my God, they're so intelligent. I love them.
Yeah.
I just love them.
So pretty.
But yeah, I felt just a connection with, I didn't have that connection with, and no offense to anyone at all. I don't take, this is me. I'm speaking on myself, that I never could get connected to God or the Bible or Jesus. I couldn't, didn't feel it.
God, when now that you said, I was just talking to my daughter's boyfriend because he goes to church. He has his Bible and he reads it faithfully, and he, and I was just talking about that today about, like, I don't know. Don't shoot me, guys. Don't hate me now. Don't stop watching because I'm saying this. I don't know if I really believe in the Bible. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, but I don't know necessarily the Bible. Don't get me wrong. I prayed on the Bible before, but I don't know if I really trust it. So it's funny that you just brought that. I was like, oh shit, I was just talking about that like an hour before the show.
Yeah.
Well, the thing,
next week you'll see a new co-host for Spook.
Right. Views drop.
well,
Hey,
the thing
Steve,
of
what are you doing next week?
I'll be on it. I'll be a guest co-host. I love being a guest co-host. It's a blast. I have a blast doing it. But yeah, so I agree with you though, because and again, you guys, this is my opinion, whoever's watching or who's going to watch later. There's so many different Bibles out there.
There
so many different, okay? And it's like, which one's true?
Exactly.
How many people wrote this damn thing?
Oh my God, it's like I'm fucking
their stories. All it
God.
is their what they experience. It's their story.
Right.
It's their interpretation. So you're telling me I have to believe this? This is how I need to live? No. You're not going to tell me how to live. I'm going to live how I want to.
Everything you're saying, I was having that conversation with my daughter's boyfriend. Yeah. That's so crazy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who's to know? Like, none of us were there, obviously, unless you guys are, then tell me your secret. But none of us were there, so you don't know like what was taken out, put in, moved around.
Yeah, and they did take stuff out because they didn't want people to know more stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay, now our views are really going to go down because we're all agreeing.
No, I think they'll go up.
But it's things that do need
positive.
to be asked.
Jump on everybody.
You guys do what it is that you have to do.
Yeah.
I believe in God. I know you do too.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, fuck you guys. You don't believe in God. Like, I'm never gonna talk to you again. No, man. Like, everybody has their own thing, and you gotta be open-minded.
Yeah.
Is the way I've kind of come across it too, because like, who's not to say that things weren't removed or added or for the convenience of the person that did it. So
So there's a clothing company that I got introduced to a few years ago called Black Craft Cult, and no, it's not a cult. It's just a brand. But their logo and their motto is believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in yourself. And who's to say that how I believe and what I believe in is wrong? Who's to say that?
Exactly.
We are told in the Bible that, God does not judge. He loves all his children. So does Jesus. Okay, well, if he loves us all, then why are y'all judging me? Because I study witchcraft and I'm a witch and I believe in paranormal and I believe in other things.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I'm sorry. I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah, that's true though.
Very true.
Yeah.
There's we have a few people that we've known forever.
Yeah.
And we don't hear from them anymore because we started really coming out with the
Paranormal.
Yeah, we've always been into paranormal, but just now putting it out there and not giving a shit basically what others think, and that's
right.
Where they at? It's been years, buddy. Where you at?
That's what we suffer from. It's a condition. It's called we don't give a fuck. And
that part.
44.
High five.
Don't care. But the funny thing is, and you'll agree with me. The funny thing is, okay, so you don't believe in the paranormal, even though we have evidence, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So what do you have to say? What do you have to say about aliens?
Me?
Now it's out.
Oh, like, yeah.
The news has gotten it, like it's out there. Yeah. What do you have to say now?
No, or what?
And you're ignorant to think if that's not out there and it's already been proven that it's out there. Mm-hmm. You're ignorant to think that there isn't anything else out here that we don't fully know of. You know.
Well, and it's not just UFO or aliens. Okay, you've got your Bigfoot. You've got your Dogman. You've got your skinwalkers. Yep. There are so many witnesses. Normal people. I mean, I don't know what's normal anymore, actually, to be honest with you. But, but there's been so many witnesses who have seen Bigfoot, who have seen even demons, ghosts, whatever. And this is the thing is that, when someone is truly telling you a true experience. Mm-hmm. Like I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I've had to tell that story about me seeing my grandpa. I even now when I talk about it, I get goosebumps and I'm like that. Like I was excited to see my grandpa. That was freaking grandpa. Yeah. I don't care what my mom said. That was grandpa. And I know he was there. I saw him as clear as freaking day. Right. That's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah. And that's the thing is like, why would I make that up as a kid? Why would I do that? Right. I wasn't that kind of child. I'm not that child that needs attention all the time. Ew, no. Yeah. I like to have my space. I'm a full-on Sag. I don't need attention. Trust me. So, but anyway, but yes, I mean, there's so much that's out there that we really don't know either. And so how can we say it's not real? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and there's been talk on the NCI show that I'm on Channel 12 TV network. I became a guest, or I was a guest on it was the Sinister Sisters. They had a show on there for a short amount of time. I came on as a guest and I kind of turned into a host. Didn't mean to, just happened. So, I mean, because I had them on a couple of times already. So I was already comfortable and we kind of just were like chatting and I kind of just asked some questions. And so, but the gentleman, Randy Stewart, who runs the NCI channel or the Channel 12 TV network, asked me to come on to the NCI show as a guest because I can talk or ask about Bigfoot because I was kind of on the fence, but I was like, maybe this thing is true. After talking to them and talking to the guys, because there's George Lunsfield, there's Tim Dills, there's Brian Sawyer, there's they all have nicknames, by the way. There's Randy Stewart, Tracy Jones, who's the White Witch. She has her own show. And then Jerry Millwood, he's my fellow rebel. He's the one that I'm going to start the other show with. So that one's coming soon. We're working on things, but needless to say, talking to these guys and actually having them show their evidence that they found in their backyard in the Appalachian Mountains. Oh my God. I was like, huh? Oh yeah. Jerry, my fellow rebel, his backyard he walks a few feet and he's in the Appalachian Mountain area. Yeah. Wow. So, and there's so much activity in the Apple. I mean, and it's huge. It's massive.
Yeah.
that it goes across multiple states, and it's insane.
Oh yeah.
So
That's crazy.
You know, and just talking to them and hearing their own experiences, and then showing video footage with them walking and talking. They filmed a kill site where Bigfoot, that's where they were killing their deer and whatever and eating them. And they literally had a spine of a deer placed neatly on a tree branch way up high. It's like 10 feet up.
Oh wow.
Okay, what animal would place bones or
Skeleton,
back?
yeah.
Come on. Like, no. And they have pictures and cemented the castings of the footprint. I can't even talk. So I get excited. Can't you tell? I like, oh. And then one of them caught he's not on the NCI, but there was a one of them that used to be on, he caught a picture of a dog man chilling in a freaking bush, and you can see his eyes, they're all blue, and it's like, oh my God. So scary.
Dogman Crease, I mean, that one, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Bigfoot, but for some reason, like, that one creeps me out more. I don't know.
The dog man?
The dog man?
Yeah.
They're gnarly.
Yeah.
They're
That shit
gnarly.
is scary.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be too that the images that have been captured of Dogman seem to always be way more clear than Bigfoot too.
Bigfoot.
I don't even think I've ever seen a dog man. Does it look like a Cujo? Like a
I love that movie.
Yeah,
They
dire wolf type of thing.
Oh shit!
They're about it. Yeah, check them out. Check it out online. But I mean, I'm connected now to so many people that are cryptids, and I love cryptids anyway. But it's like, because Bigfoot is naturally blurry.
Well, thank you, Kevin, our Bigfoot correspondent.
They're saying that their hair is and then guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You can make a chat there by people. Yeah. Something to do with their hair. It's like, oh gosh, what I don't want to quote it wrong or say it wrong. Maybe one of the NCI guys can correct me on this, but it's like they're like not iridescent, but it's like kind of see-through sort of, and that's why sometimes they don't really come out very well.
Oh,
something to do with the hair. Okay. I'm still learning this stuff, so
yeah, me too. Me too.
But the guys, they, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I've never heard about the hair thing. I'll have to look that up. I just know, like, just a frequency. Maybe there's a frequency around them, and then that also causes some type of like disturbance.
Yeah, that's
and I've also
very interdimensional.
Yes, yeah. And there's been talk now that I'm getting more and more into it and trying to understand, because I want to understand. I love to educate myself on things, and because I find it very intriguing and interesting. But they some people have said that people will see a green orb floating, and then a Bigfoot will appear. Well, there's a gentleman I had on my podcast, and Chadwick Gels, and he was at his neighbor's house, and his neighbor had photos of, it looked like a junior Bigfoot, and then all of a sudden the Bigfoot disappeared in the next click of the picture and was a green orb. And he kept taking pictures as the green orb was moving across his yard.
Wow.
This neighbor also has experienced a werewolf. And he has friends that were witnesses. They were on their bike, leaving the house after, a gathering, leaving their house, and their house is up by the Appalachian Mountains, leaving, and it was a long dirt road to get to the main road. The people on the bike, it was a male and female couple, and the guy happened to glance and see a very tall figure standing there, and he slowed the bike down, and he was like, what the heck? And they both looked, and they're like, oh, nope, let's go. And they took off, and they described it as, a werewolf, not a Bigfoot, but a werewolf.
So I just Googled Dogman. It does look like a werewolf. Is that,
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, right? It was like a werewolf.
Yeah.
At first, I was pulling up cartoons. I'm like,
Oh, not the policeman.
and I'm like, I don't think Google's understanding me.
The police guy. That's a new movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm learning a great deal from these guys because they actually go out. They actually go out. They put on their backpacks and all their gear and all that, and they go out into the Appalachian Mountains and they record. Me too.
Right here in the city.
I so badly want to get out there because they're all based in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So that's where I would like to go and have them show me the kill site and, the other areas that they found evidence. So, and they actually have footage, actual footage.
Yeah. I would go like a mile or two, but anything longer, I'm like, no, I'm ready to go back.
Dogman better show up right here.
This is me. I gotta pee.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I gotta pee. And I ain't peeing outside.
So yeah.
Oh my God,
wow.
It's cool.
Do we have any over here in these woods over here in these forests? Have we ever?
So actually, Joy, I just was watching a show, a documentary. Big Bear had somebody had an experience up in Big Bear. They were telling their story with a werewolf. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to make a little trip up to Big Bear.
There
get
you go.
A cabin.
Go find Big Bear. Maybe eat some Big Bear treats outside, and he'll come up to the patio. Oh,
hold on.
Yeah, I know. So Big Bear is in California. It's up in the mountains. It's where everybody likes to go skiing, and they have cabins that you can rent out and all that kind of stuff. It's a beautiful drive, absolutely beautiful.
Scary. I think it's scary.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
But I see if I could have my choice, it'd be living in the woods and not in the city. I mean, I live in Fallbrook, but
Fallbrook is woody. Yeah, right.
It's a little woody. Yeah. I'm still around too much cement. I like the woods and the trees. But yeah, so Big Bear, when I was watching the show, I'll have to send it to you, but it's what is it called? These woods are haunted. These woods are haunted. It's on that one. I can't remember what season. I'll have to look because it was just the episode I just watched before coming on. But yeah, it was insane. I was like, Big Bear?
So we do
in
have
California.
So, yeah. You usually hear it in the Appalachian, forest or over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, we don't have that stuff out here. They don't like the West Coast. But I guess we do have one.
You guys also have Bigfoot in a lot over there in
like the Joshua Tree area.
I need to go up to the Joshua Tree area. I have not yet.
Me neither.
I've never dying to go.
I've never gone.
But it's the Bigfoot sightings are more up north, like Sacramento, where Nisha and Stacy are.
Okay.
So it's more further up there.
I would say like that. Say like I know somebody in Fresno that does a lot of Bigfoot shit.
Okay.
They go camping somewhere, I don't know where, but can't be that far from them.
I think Bass Paranormal started to do that. Chill Seekers and Bass Paranormal. I think they're starting to do the Bigfoot thing.
They wanted to, they're gonna do investigate that. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if I had a mountain out here,
do you think it's like can you use like ghost equipment to talk to them? You think they would be able to set off that kind of energy?
So from what I understand is that they do have a way of talking with each other. And it's been one of our guys, actually a couple of our guys on the NCI. One of them, Brian Sawyer, he has his own, it's called Bigfoot of America on his page. And then Bigfoot of Michigan. He has his own podcast on YouTube. And he goes into depth about how a Bigfoot that is near his home has talked to him telepathically. And basically the Bigfoot told him, thank you for the food. But it was like, thank you, food. That
like,
kind of,
like a
very primitive.
Yes. Yes. So, and it tripped him out, but he was like, yeah, no, I could actually hear, what they're saying. But I know that too, from what they talked about, and just the vibration of the Bigfoot going whoop whoop and making their growling sound, that it can it shakes your body. You can feel it on the ground, like it's the frequency
Energy.
the frequency that's coming off, the energy that's coming, and it's interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm still new to this. I'm like,
I am too. I'm still learning.
Probably because I don't like the forest and I don't go hiking, so I'm not really. I never really paid attention. But
right.
I mean, I did go to 6th grade camp. I mean,
so did I. I did here in California. 6th grade camp.
Florida, they don't know they don't have 6th grade camp.
What?
I know.
You guys don't have 6th grade camp.
No,
oh my God.
Right?
It was like so fun.
Maybe up north. Where we don't have.
Really?
Here in Miami.
Oh.
No. I mean, we have campgrounds, but
maybe it's 6th grade beach because they go to the beach. I don't know.
No, like, we do 5th grade. They just go to Disney.
They go to Disney. Oh, hey, yeah.
They don't really
that would be a fun.
That would be really fun.
That's like right now. The 5th graders last week actually went to Disney
Magic Kingdom.
That was their.
The seniors out here go. The seniors will go to Disney.
Yeah, we go to that night for senior.
Yeah.
That was fun. Well, Disney kicked us out. We don't do Disney here anymore.
I told Jen,
Disney said,
you guys don't have 6th grade camp. She goes, no. And I'm like,
yeah.
You guys have a forest though. She goes, we ain't got no forest here, girl.
We don't have swamps.
Maybe way up north. You got a Cala State Park or something, but it's not really.
What we have is a lot of water and water puppies. That's what we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, when you went camping, didn't you call it a forest?
It's
that
more
was
like
a campground. That wasn't a.
I swear you said it was a forest. And then you said it was
a forest. No.
And then
the forest we have here is Rainforest Cafe. That's it.
And then you sent me pictures, and I'm like, y'all's forest is palm trees.
It's like shrubs. It's way different. I'm telling you.
It is. It's a shrub. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Our forest is like if 5 trees are like lined up together. That's it. That's like a little forest.
Like we don't have overgrown palm trees.
That's exactly what it is. Literally that. Like just a mess.
The shrub. That's so crazy.
Oh
have you ever been to the East Coast?
Have I? Yeah, I've been to Georgia twice.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to the East Coast. If I have, I
don't never Florida. I just always been to Georgia.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been.
Very nice Southern hospitality down there.
Like around these parts.
Yeah, around these parts. With communicating with the guys in North Carolina, because they all have Southern accents, and some of them are pretty strong.
I love them. I love them.
I end up picking up on that, but they taught me how to say hellfire. Hellfire.
What?
Hellfire.
Hellfire.
Hellfire. Hellfire. So it's
hellfire.
Like,
what are you saying? How far?
Hellfire.
Fall. Wait, I'm messing it up now. Like, so when you say excited and we say, oh, hellfire, instead of hellfire, it's hellfire.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I jacked it up that one. Hellfire. Like you're excited. Like,
hellfire.
Hellfire?
Hellfire.
Look, limestone, I think they're from, aren't you guys from North Carolina? What the hell is she saying? That's right. Yvette lives in North Carolina. This is my language. Yes, exactly.
Hellfire, like hellfire, like stop the bullets.
It's the way they say fall. Wait, hold on. Now, when I'm trying too hard, it doesn't come out right. But and then I learned or heard real Appalachian speaking. Like they have their own like language.
Really?
And I was like, I caught some of it. Weird. Caught some of it, and I was like, like I can understand some, but I was like, wait, y'all gotta say that again.
Wait, Yvette and who else is there? Chaz. I wonder if they know how to speak that.
The Appalachian.
Chaz has like an accent.
Yeah, Chaz has an accent.
Yeah,
he has an. I do hear the accent, but You know who I
Yeah,
can't
they have their
understand?
own like, language.
Yvette's
It's kind of
from,
cool.
from our neck of the woods,
Yeah,
but she
she's-
moved up there.
she's very
so she
Miami.
can like tell you, hey, yeah.
Oh yeah. She's still Miami. She's still got the
It's
Miami in
the
her.
southern accent, but then when you get to South Florida, we have our own thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
like we talk Spanglish.
Spanglish.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
right.
combination of Spanish and English.
But just-
Yeah.
But we have like our own lingo. So we'll say like, no, yeah, no. That means
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wait,
no.
what-
Yeah,
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 no.
no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That's me too. Like, yeah, no. I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he's from North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys know that Deborah Roku is in Florida.
Yeah.
She's
She's
super-
not that far from
That's
I know what she
from
lives.
you
She lives in Doral.
okay. Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Do you ever feel like if you're talking to somebody that you're surrounded with people with accents, you start talking like that?
Yes. All the
I
time.
can't
Well, I
think of
was
one,
I
like-
was raised in theater too, so I was always like I'll break out my British accent sometimes.
Oh, I
And then
love
here
them.
lately it's
European
Southern.
accents, too.
Plus that my dad's side of the family, their family or my grandma comes from Missouri.
Mhm.
So she'd go, go wash your hands, Cindy. Go wash up. It's supper time. And I'm like, you mean wash, Grandma? And she's like, no, it's go wash. It's
Go
go
wash your
wash.
You
And
know
I'm
what
like,
I have a hard
okay.
time understanding is Boston. Is it Boston?
Oh,
Boston
Boston.
and
I
Jersey.
love their unique accent.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
awesome.
Cock. Cock.
Yeah.
Cock,
I'm like, what?
cock, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, huh?
Garage.
Yeah. Grad. I can't even do it. I'm not
Yeah.
even
Gaj. How did you say it?
trying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's unique. I love it though.
Yeah. That's really cool.
But yeah.
I
Yeah.
really, before we lose too much time and go back a little bit.
Sorry.
She's reeling us back in.
trying to-
Yes.
See, I could take us down a whole different path. of the conversation.
Down another rabbit hole and this rabbit hole. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna ask any other clairs that you've. Okay, so you said clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Have you figured out anything else that you actually work with that maybe you haven't thought of, and then now you know?
So I definitely am an empath, that's for sure. And then recent, like I said, clairvoyancy. Another thing that I started noticing not too long ago is auras around people. And so I was like, wait, is my eyes just going worse? I was like, wait,
Take
am
off the
I
glasses,
really
cleaning up.
seeing, yeah. Or is it just fuzz, whatever. But no, I ended up like, oh my God, I am actually seeing an aura. Like, okay, I need to understand this. So now I'm trying to develop and understand it more and the purpose of why we have an aura and all that. So it's something that's not, it's something that's going to take time, just like my clairvoyancy. I'm trying to learn to, when I see things, sometimes when I see things, they happen fast. Sometimes they happen slow. I had I've been talking about this one a lot. I just actually talked about it yesterday when I was recording with Chase, because he's got family from Salem, going back. But anyway, so there was an evening that, and again, clear as day. I don't understand this one, but it really does bother me a lot. And that's why I like to talk about it, because I'm hoping that somebody will hear this story and will reach out to me and help me.
Right.
Because I've been like, I get choked up. So I see a lady, I see the back of her, I see her black boots that go up to the knee. She has a red coat on that goes down to the knee. So it's not a long trench coat. It's one of those, and it didn't have a hood. It's like kind of,
Is it a
Didn't have a hood or it did?
huh?
It didn't have a hood or it did?
It didn't have a hood.
Is it like a petticoat?
No, this was
No.
an actual like modernized, like a business type coat.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
like the fuzzy, soft, like
Those
that
purple.
kind.
Yeah.
And she had jeans on. She had long black curly hair like me. She's going up an apartment staircase. The staircase had the cement stairs. You know how they make cement stairs?
Yeah.
And a black rail. Okay. All this is clear. I'm feeling the wind. I'm smelling the air. While I'm watching all this, she goes up to the apartment. So there's one apartment door and another apartment door. She goes to the very first one when she gets up to the top of the stairs. I'm behind her. I'm watching all this. And she's talking to a guy because eventually, you know, she's knocking. The guy comes to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, they're fighting. And then next thing you know, she's getting stabbed to death. And she goes down the staircase and I see her fucking die. I don't understand why I saw that. I can't explain it, but it really does upset me. Why am I
Maybe the
seeing
chills? That? Wow. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I feel like
every time because it's like, why am I? And everything was so clear.
Well,
like
how did
it was there?
What were you doing, like, to even see this? Like, let me.
I was in bed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was in bed.
Gotcha.
Do you know where it was at? Like the area? Do you recognize the area? Do you recognize nothing?
Nope. And then another time, this one didn't upset me. It was just kind of weird. I saw a little girl. She had blondish, brownish hair.
Mm-hmm.
She was standing by her bike, holding her bike up. She had a basket on the front. She had pigtails. And again, like I said, you guys, it's clear as day. The colors are just bright. And it's like I'm standing right behind these people. I remember her closing her basket. And then she just poof, disappeared. And I'm like, what the heck? Why did I see that? So I don't know if spirits are trying to come and tell me something, which that's what I feel that they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, I'm like, well, okay, am I just dreaming? And I'm like, that's too freaking real to be a dream.
Yeah.
For me to feel the wind and to smell the air and to see what I saw, like that when I got up and I started crying. I lost my shit.
I wonder if was that you in like past life?
That's what I'm reaching out. Like if anybody can help me understand that, because maybe it might have been me in the past life. It's just weird. But it upsets me every time when because I can remember seeing her and she's just like, no, and he's just stabbing the
for you
crap
to get
out of her.
emotional about it. I mean, it has to affect you, you know, like it had to traumatize you a little bit too, and like scare you. Yeah,
I mean, it's been bothering me ever since I saw it. I woke up panicky. I'm like, I even like, is that me? Like, you know, I was really freaking out.
How long ago was this?
I want to say a couple months ago.
Wow. And for you to still be emotional over it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
I mean, I literally could see her going down the staircase and landing, and I see her laying there just dead. It's just so weird. And to see all her clothing clear as day, the colors, her hair, I just couldn't see her face. That's what is also bothering me.
Yeah.
Like, who was she? Was it me? Or was I seeing someone actually getting murdered? Were they trying to tell me how they got murdered? You know?
A mystery type case or something, or, you know?
So I don't know. It's just, it's upsetting now.
Sorry
for getting emotional.
No, you're fine.
Limestone. Yeah. I don't know.
I get dreams like that every once in a while. And now I just put them out there. I'll just like write them on a story. I'm like, does this relate to anybody? Because sometimes I feel like it'll be something like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is this person? And why they like, it's so random, but it's so detailed and clear that I feel like it's a message for somebody. I just don't know who.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's what I need to do. If I type it out, like I do, like my short stories, but type out exactly what I saw, how I felt, and put it out there. Maybe somebody will, you know, see it. And thank you for letting me share it, because I'm hoping that maybe someone will kind of have, I don't know, a better understanding.
You started like getting emotional. I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry.
It gets me upset every time, especially that part.
I got chills when you started like tearing up. Like, it just shows like It affected
It bothers
you.
me a lot.
Yeah.
Like it just, I need to understand.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
that's
me?
the hardest part. Yeah.
And in my past life, or
Yeah.
is this someone trying to tell
I
me
tell you.
this is what happened to me? Because if that's the case, I want to help. I want to
Yeah.
help this woman. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
Mhm.
don't know. It's just, it's very upsetting though.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, and I like to share it because I feel it's important. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, especially it's
Have you-
important to you, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jen,
know.
do you feel like it's important for you to share your stuff that you experience? Are you clairvoyant as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I do. I feel like it's important. I was gonna say also keep a journal, keep a dream journal.
like a diary. I would just-
Yeah.
I actually got in I found my journal that I like when I use, and I'm gonna start putting stuff in there because so last night, here's an interesting thing, and I looked it up today to find out what the heck it means.
Mm.
I saw I saw a two-headed snake, but it wasn't a normal two-headed snake like you think. It had a head on one end and a head on the other end. And I Googled that shit, and it's interesting what it said.
What to
No,
say?
it's
I
like-
don't know.
So it's
What is that?
you're like,
What's up now?
so it's
It's
about
exciting.
transformation and rebirth. But what caught me off guard is that it said that it's very rare for people to see a two-headed snake like that from end to end while they're asleep. It's very rare that it happens, and it has something to do with evil and good and spirituality. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Mm.
How am I supposed to interpret this? Do I take it as my transformation and rebirth of my abilities? Yes, it's very rare for people to see it. It actually, when it, I think it said, hold on, I got it right here, because I do want to, I want to share this.
So it's a head
I got
on
a
one
little bit
end
of
and a head on
goosebumps
the
when you
other,
were
Yep,
right?
it's a head on one end and a head on the other. It's not like a tail of a snake and then two heads. It's not like that.
Right,
It's
right.
actually a head on one end and a head on the other.
There's a lizard, I think that's like that.
I don't
There's a
know
little
if it's a
thing, yeah.
lizard, but
No, but there is a lizard. There
oh,
is a
is there?
lizard. Yeah.
Let's see, goat man.
So, Cyndi, while you were talking, or you're just mentioning it a little bit, I was getting like a little bit of chills.
So here it is. Okay, it has been posed as a system, meaning it's a symbol of rebirth because its ability to shed its old skin and appear as a reborn snake. Then later on, where is it at? Oh God, I'm like,
I think that's what it means. I think it's a rebirth for you. It's a message for you because your abilities.
All I know is that when I woke up, I felt like it was so, and then, oh God, there's so much I saw last night. It's like, you know how you want to process.
Yeah, woman, you're busy.
Here it is. I found it. Okay, a two-headed snake can be interpreted. Okay, so a transformation or rebirth. A snake shedding its skin is a common symbol of rebirth and transformation. The two-headed snake can be interpreted as representing a more profound or dual process of change.
Mm-hmm.
It can mean bad omens.
Yeah.
In some cultures. But it said it's so rare that only like 100,000 people experience seeing that. And I'm like, because I've never have seen that before until last night.
So you were dreaming and it shows up, or like
it was clear as day.
So you
I mean, I saw
it was there.
So
like
I
you
saw
have very
that
vivid
too.
dreams.
Very like this was I felt I was there in the room and experiencing. I saw ants. Ants also mean like a bunch of ants coming out of creaky wood. I remember when I would step on the wood on this floor, all these ants would just come from the ground through the cracks of the wood. And then I remember seeing a box, and I went to go pick the box up and move it. And when I did, a pile of ants just came gushing out. And I'm like, ew, putting my
yeah.
And then check this out, ladies. I saw a lizard. The lizard would disappear and reappear, but when it did, it was a shiny blue. And then when it would fade, it went to a shady, like a white. I'm like, what the hell am I seeing here? So I Googled all this morning. I'm seeing all these, and it means rebirth and transformation. Rebirth and transformation. And then just the rarity of seeing a two-headed snake like that, it's very rare. So I'm like, okay, is this telling me something about my abilities? Am I growing more? Am I going to start experiencing more? Or is it about my life? What's going on in my life? I don't know. Like
I was like,
being overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed.
So what I'm thinking in my mind is, or like what I'm kind of sensing is, it's more of you, transformation. But because you're speaking more of like you're in your more of your truth, so that like it's a good thing.
Okay, not a bad thing. Okay,
no, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I will, and that's interesting, Jen, that you mentioned that, because when I saw that it could be positive or negative, I didn't take it as. Even though I thought it was creepy, because I don't like lizards, I don't like snakes, and I don't like ants. They're creepy crawlers. But I didn't interpret it as like something negative. Because when you have that negative, you
have a gut feeling, right?
It's intense. And I didn't have that, but I was just like sitting there thinking, why in the hell was I seeing this shit? And that's why I was like, okay, I gotta Google. And because I did not sleep well because of seeing all that, I woke up very tense in my shoulders and my arms. And it was weird. And part of the what I saw was that somebody had a garden in their home, in their living room. And it had plants, and they wanted to feed the plants moon water. So I don't know if it was, from the conversation I had with Chase, because he mentioned that he'll feed his money plant drips of moon water. Because when we had the pink moon, the pink full moon, I made moon water. And so I've been drinking that and using that to cleanse and stuff like that. But I don't know. It was just interesting.
That's wild.
But I think
it might be. I don't have any abilities or gifts, but I think just because you don't feel ill about it, I think it might be just your spirit guides or somebody coming through saying, "Hey, this is the new you. Embrace it."
Jen, do you know who your guides are? Have you been able to figure that out yet?
I've always thought that I had a native with me, and then when I'm trying to like find out who they are. So this is something I'm gonna ask. I kind of already asked it myself, but I'll do it again.
Yeah.
And this line of questioning that I asked for myself, I want to do it for both Joy and Armando. Because I don't know, I kind of find it interesting. So with the dowsing rods, I found out. Well, not I found out, but it said I had 5 with me. Okay. Right. So I know of 2. One of them told me their name was Robert. I don't know who it is or why. Yeah. They come at different times in your life. I know my main has always been the native. Like I've always known. And then coincidentally, we went to a gallery reading 2 weeks ago. And then I was telling the guy, I was like, I feel like nobody ever comes for me in any of these readings, and I don't get no messages, and they always hop over to him. And he's like, "Well, you have your guide there. He's a native." I've been hear that for years, or like. I was like, I know. I want more reading.
Yeah. So can I just make a recommendation if you want? I'll suggest it. Deborah Roku, really, she has helped me out a lot with understanding, and she hit things that she would have never freaking knew about because I never talk about it. And it's some deep personal personal stuff that I went through traumatically. And, you know, I told her, confirmed with her when she was telling me, and I'm like sitting there going, oh, like she got so emotional. We had to stop for a minute and take a break.
Wow.
Because one of my guides was angry at me because I'm not listening, she said. And so I'm like, well, I am just learning, because I found out from her I do have 2 guides. I have 1 angel and 1 familiar. One of my guides, I do feel strongly, very, very strongly, that it's an Egyptian woman, because I saw clear as freaking day again an Egyptian woman. I could see her hair is beautiful and black. Could see her face. She smiled at me, and I felt so calm. So calm and at ease when I saw her. Like I didn't, like there was no negativity at all. Nothing, except for I just felt so peaceful and happy when I saw her. So it's interesting. I feel I'm very I love Egyptian history. Oh God, if I could go there right now, I would.
Yeah, I know we're getting close on time, but can you use your dowsing rods, Jen? Maybe that's what she can do real quick before, because I want her to use them before, you know, get a chance, because you are experienced with them. So maybe you can use your dowsing rods.
I have never tried my dowsing rods.
Yeah, we're gonna be your first.
Oh my gosh.
Jen is probably the one that will give you tips and tricks. Okay. I don't really use them, but yeah,
So first, you definitely have to establish like what is a no for you. But so when you ask, like I always ask for but I mentally ask, like for my guys to come and help and talk to me through the rods, and then show me what a yes will look like.
Okay, so I'm going to connect with one of my guides. Okay.
Right.
Woo, I have never done this before. I'm nervous.
Just gonna like let it all go. Picture yourself in a dark room. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. Sorry.
Okay.
I just fucked up the whole thing. Sorry. Concentration.
Okay. Okay. Are you here with me now? Can you cross for yes and open for no?
Well, I would say, show me what. Let it show.
Yeah,
because everybody like show me what a yes is.
Show me.
Okay. Can you show guide my spirit guide that is here with me all the time? Can you show me what a yes is? They're just kind of moving, and like I'm not touching it. You know, I'm holding down below like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I think it's like vibrating, trying to feel your energy.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's because I need to relax more because I'm feeling a little tense. I don't know. I've never used this before. Maybe I need to have sessions with you, Jen.
Oh yeah. Do it.
That'd be really good.
Crossing.
There you go.
This is
It was loading. It was loading.
It was loading.
Yes. I love this. This is cool.
It's like 1 moment, please.
Say reset.
Yeah.
Reset.
How do you reset? You just.
I say reset. I don't do it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll show you what a no looks like.
What a what?
A no.
What's a no?
Yeah.
Actually, my mic is in the way. Hold on. Let me move it back or move myself back. What does a no look like? Can you show me, guide? What does the no look like? You guys can see I'm not moving, right?
What are they doing? I can't tell.
We can't
tell. Oh, you can't see it? Oh, shoot.
Well, because they're opening.
They're kind of opening a little bit.
Okay.
I think that's
So, it's the background because I have my logo.
Yeah. So you're good. So they're opening for no.
Yeah, this one's I'm just here. Let me get it off.
So they were opening though? They were
opening slowly for now.
Yeah, that's probably your no. I think it's pretty standard.
I think let me see if because I wish you guys could see. I should.
No, I can see it now. I can see it.
Okay.
All right.
Guide, if you're here with me, if you're that Egyptian guide that I feel you are, can you show me a no? What would your no be?
It's opening. It looks like it's opening. Is it opening?
Slowly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
so that's
going
gonna-
more now. Oh, God, it's moving. Oh, this is so
Isn't it exciting?
Oh,
Isn't it exciting? You're like, yeah.
and I feel it. I can feel something. I feel
Like
some
pushing it?
air.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. this
Air,
is-
air. You feel air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like it. Oh, okay. Okay. It's
Like,
open.
wake up, woman.
It's touching me. All right.
So you could get that
Can you
response
reset,
too when
please?
Jenny says, "Oh, give me a hug," and when
Oh,
she
wow.
says, "Give me a hug," it just opens up immediately,
It goes
like right to her.
Yeah. That was a secret for next week, you guys. But
Can you reset my right hand?
Mono messing the whole thing up.
I'm just kidding.
Can you
Yeah, that's
reset
it.
my right hand?
Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue to spit it out. Armando was holding it in.
Wow. Yes, I feel tingling in my hands. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And they'll start vibrating.
It's
like-
yeah.
Fucking
I think
The-
Armando had thought it when we were doing the session. Armando said,
This
"Is
one
that
does
thing
not want to
vibrating?"
come off.
that
my
thing,
shoulder.
it always
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I think
Ooh.
Yeah, you can tell, especially in person. You can tell.
yeah.
I've never. This is an interesting. I'm liking this though.
Yeah, I would
It's
say just keep practicing and build your
Yeah.
relationship with it.
Oh,
when,
are
you
you
know,
coming? Okay. No. Are you gonna reset?
Reset. And then if you see it like a stagnant, just
Well, this one won't leave my shoulder. My right one. The left one is in front of, in front of me.
in front of you.
Yeah, but the right, it doesn't want to move the right one.
Do you have any advice, Jen? Like what not to do? Like it's don't let anybody use them. She doesn't let anybody
No.
use like the ones
No, I
she
wouldn't. Yeah,
connects with. Yeah.
yeah. This one's really on me for some reason. It does
Yeah.
not want to move.
I would
Yeah.
say
Interesting.
move it.
Thank
forward.
you for showing me. I appreciate it.
Like reset, like move it forward yourself.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to say like, where do you feel that guide is for you? Like on what side?
On here, over here on the right, over here.
All right. Yeah. Like you can say so. Like
Very heavily on the right.
where are you? And they'll point out to like where they're at. Try to say, show me where you're at in this room. Like point to where you're at. You know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See what it says for you.
Can you point to where you are at? Can you point the rods to where you're at? I feel a strong sense on my right side. Very strong. I'm feeling vibration through my hands. And I feel cold, actually. I feel cold on my right side, down by my leg, my shoulder. Oh my God, this is so. Oh my God, it's opening.
So Jen, do you have to close out?
Oh, my bad. I turned the mic off. I was saying I love it.
Or do you have to like close out when you're done using them? No.
I
do.
say thank you all the time.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
always
always
say thank you.
And then if I'm using tarot cards or whatever, anything.
Yeah, you just say goodbye or whatever. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I do on every.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling my right side. Definitely. Can you reset the right one, please? Can you reset it? I almost feel like I'm being hugged. That's what it feels like
That's
to
what
me.
You just were emotional, so maybe it's like
Yeah.
letting you know, like, hey, it's okay.
Like I don't feel scared. I'm just like in awe.
Yeah,
You know?
exciting. Yeah.
Can you reset the right one?
No, it's almost like, hey, you finally got to communicate with me.
Yeah.
Like when I get
Yeah, it doesn't want to. It's like it doesn't want to move. Like it just wants to hold me on the right side.
You, like comforting you.
Yeah, and I feel on my left side, I feel nice and warm, but my right side, my leg, and over here, up here, just I feel like I'm being hugged. Is the only way I can explain it.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you for showing me. I appreciate it. I respect you, my guide, and I love you, my guide.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo,
Definitely.
okay. I need to practice with that.
Yeah, just keep practicing, and then Jen, I think
message
Jen is,
me whenever, and then if you want to go like on like a video call, whatever, we'll always do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
I think I could learn a lot from you because you use them quite often, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I love mine. I had to get we do events. I end up buying like one that anybody uses for like events.
Okay.
And I love like seeing people use them.
Mhm.
But it's so funny because you get a reaction to that. They're like, oh, it's like
It is. It's an interesting feeling. Definitely interesting feeling. And but
yeah,
like
they're
I said,
not
I feel
super
more
expensive
comfort.
either, so which is nice. Yeah, it's super affordable. Yeah.
Yeah, and mine came with the pendulum too, and the pendulum pad too.
Did you do you guys know what dowsing rods were used for?
Back in the day was water,
Yeah.
which is an energy. So yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, she uses okay. Awesome.
Well,
all right.
Wrap up because
2
hours.
Thank you for coming on with us. We definitely appreciate it. Please tell the good folks where they can find you. We're excited to hear about all your new projects that you have coming out, but where can they find you? They can be up to date when your new podcast does come out. They can come out to check you out.
So the new one is still being worked on. I'll eventually announce that the name, and we'll actually have a launch date. I want to get things now that I know what to do and stuff. So this one will actually be on YouTube. We're actually going to put it on YouTube. So, but thank you.
Thank you, Yvette.
But yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm even on TikTok. I'm actually, surprisingly, I was really surprised on how well I'm growing on TikTok. So that's good. People are enjoying the content that I'm posting. So that's good. And, you know, because I post my audio little clips so people can go hear. But yeah, it's just the only long one I have is my Instagram, unfortunately. It's Coven_of_Curiosities_ podcast_SS. That's the only way I could get it to work. So yeah, trust me. I wish I didn't have so many underscores, but I do. But Facebook is just Coven of Curiosities. And then Threads is the same as my Instagram. So I just actually need to just do a link tree and make it simple.
Yes.
That's what I need to do.
Yes.
So it's going to get there. But yes, I don't want to announce the name of the new show yet, because like I said, we're working on it. We already have the logo. We've got the name. And now we're working on the episodes that we're going to talk about. So I want to get those lined up first and then get that set up. And so
is it going to be different from this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Much. So, yeah. I'm actually very excited about it because it's more history. And you know, it goes into, you know, the mystical creatures and all kinds of fun stuff. So
awesome.
Other things as well. The creepy stuff that you don't like normally hear. You know, I'm trying to step out of the box.
Yeah.
Because we all here in the US, we always hear the same old stories. I want to hear new stuff. I want
everywhere in the US. Yes. Yeah. It's awesome.
So
it's gonna be good.
But yeah. But thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been an absolute blast. I loved it. I loved the freaking laughing and joking around. It's great. I
loved having you on. So thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes.
We'll have to have lunch.
Yes.
No, thank you. And then Jen, if we can connect, I would love to learn from you. please.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it's awesome to know that there's someone out there that is clairvoyant like myself that I can reach out to if you don't mind. If I need to like ping
reach
something
out to
off.
me.
Yes,
Perfect.
I
Thank
bug her
you.
all the time. She's so. I love
Yes,
her.
I love it.
No, I appreciate it. But
I'm
yeah.
gonna start bugging Amanda when you're busy.
Oh, and another place you guys can find me too is again on the NCI show on Channel 12 TV network. I am a member of that show, and sometimes I'll guest co-host on Body Slamming Conversations. So that's all. Yeah, it's all about having fun. Absolutely,
it is. Yeah.
Well, again,
and
you guys, thank you so much
in the chat too. We can't forget our people in the chat.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you again for spending your Easter with us. You
yes. Oh yeah.
Your families, but I definitely do appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you.
And as always, everyone, please remember, if you want to get spooked, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and please feel free to comment. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell grandma, stop watching the news and come watch Spook Coast to Coast.
Put it on your kid's tablet and get our views up.
Oh, get the Amazon Fire Kids, the tablets.
Yeah.
Run this about 1,000 times. Sorry.
There's only so much that you guys can watch Bluey, the same episodes over and over again. Just watch
Don't tell
Coast to
my
Coast.
kids don't know that shit.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, go to Cindy's page and like and subscribe to her too, okay?
Yes.
But until then,
some love. Yeah.
we will see you guys next week with the Dowsing Rods episode. And
I'm gonna tune into that because maybe I'll learn some more stuff and I'll take.
Well,
notes.
I think Jen said she's gonna put a link to anybody that wants to come on.
Oh,
awesome!
We can do it.
Oh, I'd love to. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yay! I'm excited.
You heard it, folks.
Get out, bust money out. We'll just go like this together.
Oh my god, you guys are great. Thank you.
So awesome.
We will be back. So
yeah, please send it to me because I would love that. Yeah. That would be awesome.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Well, then,
bye, guys.
everyone.
Night, everybody. See you next week.
Yes.